Want that? This is IPL 5.
IPL 5. Welcome to IPL 5 Cloud Kingdom.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the red Zerg in the top right corner from Team Azubu, one of the best Zergs in the foreign and Korean scene combined. He is
Azubu viOLet.
He's defeated Startail Life to get here, as well as two other Zergs. His ZvZ is phenomenal, and he took game number 1. He is
FXO Leenock.
Leenock, as you saw, has incredible consistency across all matchups. Ooh, and he's already mixing it up. What do we already see, Chef?
Yeah, last game we had both players going for a hatchery first and even a Vespian Geyser before pool. So Leenock is saying, okay, if you do that again, I'm just going to come kill you right away. And now it's going to be on viOLet. Can he kind of feel that something is a little bit different? Can he decide, maybe I shouldn't expand first here on this map? This map isn't that far away. It's not that close either, though. So in this 9 pool, it's going to depend very, very heavily on the micro of the Lings versus the drones. And Leenock's going to have to decide if he's going to pull drones to do this, or if he's simply just going to send the Lings, try and expand and take it to a macro game with a lead from these early Lings.
Now, what are some of the timings that you should be aware of if you're with your Overlord? Is like, is there any kind of second mark that you really take note, or is it just based off what you scout initially with Zerglings?
For Leenock?
For the Zerglings. No, if you're viOLet's case, because he's the one who has to defend here.
Of course, of course. No, you can't really figure it out. If you see an Overlord at a certain time, you can tell that it's not going to be, but you can never tell from the Overlord timing that it is going to be something like this.
Okay, that's really interesting deductive reasoning. Now, viOLet will see the first initial Zerglings, and Leenock is committed to it. He's still making more Zerglings. viOLet did go for a pool expansion as opposed to pool gas expansion, so he will have a chance there.
He kind of sensed it, I would say, a little bit. He's making 6 Lings here from viOLet. He's going to throw down 2 extractors just for the trick to be able to make more Zerglings here. Does cancel them, gets the queen up actually instead of Zerglings. So viOLet here just has to defend this hatchery, and if he can, he'll be in a very good situation.
As he will have more drones. Leenock already planning, well, his backup plan. He has a hatchery going up, and he's going back to drones. viOLet forced to pull just a few drones, but overall the aggression should be baited, and viOLet shouldn't lose too much. Great defense here from Azubu's viOLet.
Leenock is still keeping on the pressure, has 4 Lings there, forcing those drones to not be mining. That's actually a very, very huge deal. The drone count isn't that different. Leenock's only down 1 drone, 14 to 15. So keeping those 3 away, he's really figuring out a way to stay in this game despite 9 pooling and getting kind of countered by 15 pool.
Yeah, overall, again, a great follow-up by Leenock, forcing a lot more. Oh, and he even picks off a drone or 2. Very nicely done. And all of a sudden, Leenock seems like he's been able to recover his situation in a little bit more.
Yep, he's going to have Vespian Gas a lot sooner than viOLet, which means he's going to have an option to be even more aggressive, right? Surprise, Leenock trying to find ways to kill him early.
Overlord's using the buddy system. It's a great system, man. It's what I use to go to the restroom all the time.
It's worked for years.
Wait, I'm a guy, I can't say that. On Cloud Kingdom, a map where counterattacks are very strong and very potent. I mean, again, the pinnacle of that was GSL game number 7, or GSL Finals, excuse me, game number 7 between Hyun and Sniper. Just constant movement across the map. It is there's a lot of chokes. So fungals are very powerful if they can get to that stage. But we can't ever necessarily guarantee that. Leenock's a guy that can turn on aggression any moment while still being able to balance, how much damage can he do versus how much he can get away with in Screed.
Yep, he's making 2 Lings. In this case, they're not really going to be Lings that'll kill him, right? They're mostly going to be there for scouting to find out exactly what viOLet's doing. And viOLet, on the other hand, instead of getting speed first, he's getting a Baneling nest first. That's a very, very defensive situation that he wants to be in. He kind of wants to say, I'm going to get a whole bunch of drones, just Banelings, and I'm not going to attack you for a very, very long time.
Yep, and that's going to allow Leenock and viOLet to just freely poke around each other and see what they're up to. But they're pretty much matching each other's builds, other than the fact that Leenock's speed is much quicker than viOLet's. Now Cloud Kingdom, well, let's see what kind of styles are also really good, because we've been seeing a lot of roach-based styles. Do you like? Ooh, actually, hold that thought. We see a lot of Zerglings coming in from Leenock, and it's matching up perfectly with his speed timing.
Yep, gonna have 14 Lings here. They don't actually have to kill viOLet. They just have to force him to make a lot of Lings himself, and then they'll equal out. It's one of those things, a lot of times you think, oh, they have to do damage. No, they just have to force out a ton of Lings from your opponents. And
Legend doing, or Heavendom doing my job for me, pointing out that viOLet is still droning, not really suspecting anything. And of course, Leenock, he's not doing anything suspicious on the surface either. Oh, although now viOLet sees the massive influx of Zerglings, the second Spinecrawler is going to be very valuable. Does viOLet need a little bit more defend, or do you think he's okay?
Well, he has 2 Banelings only, so he's making 4 more now. 4 more from this situation. Definitely going to be enough to defend, unless Leenock makes that many Banelings.
Oh, this is going to be a massive, massive attack, and viOLet's going to see it momentarily with his Overlord. Now, 14 Banelings is an incredible amount. Leenock really committing to his aggression. We saw a similar build against Shigwa just a couple days ago. viOLet trying to time it with 2 Banelings, and he detonates on about 7 or 8. Excellent play from Azuku's viOLet.
Impressive. That was what he needed to do to hold with a huge lead on economy. Not too huge, 42-36, but still having those, well, defending here. Can he? Yep, nice running of the drones.
Nice,
Banelings
picks off 2 of them, 3 of them, and these Banelings have done absolutely 0 damage, and it doesn't look like they will at all. The Queen should be able to pick off at least 1 more before it does anything.
Yep.
Great, immaculate defense again from viOLet. And Leenock, look at how much damage he did. Virtually nothing. viOLet, that was so much gas invested by Leenock.
Yep, and still kind of a weird, ironic aspect of this. Leenock is ahead on drones after that by 5, despite making that many Zerglings and that many Banelings. It's just amazing play by Leenock. Yeah,
Leenock's still able to balance everything. viOLet should have taken at least something there, but Leenock able to, again, we're talking about managing his aggression while being able to take care of everything back at home. viOLet gonna go ahead, take the notion to grab his 3rd base, but you know, just generally poking here and see what's up. He's already choosing his tech of going for a Roach Warren and a +1 attack, very standard for Cloud Kingdom. So viOLet feel like he's gonna play standard to get back in this game.
Yep, gonna try and deny that 3rd the best he can. Nice trade there by Leenock, 2 for 3, always a good deal.
That's right. We see that Leenock is also spotting the 3rd from viOLet. We see Mutalisk as a choice for Leenock. You know, I actually talked a lot about this with Greetorp. He really likes Mutas when you feel like you're ahead in ZvZ, but do you feel like Leenock's that ahead in this state?
I don't think he's really ahead at all. If you look at the supply, Azuku viOLet is going to be, there's ahead, right? So he's ahead by a good factor, even if it is roaches. And in this case, Mutas are a very good choice if they're out of time, and that's going to be the issue. Wow, nicely done there.
Ooh,
just running around.
Man, there's a lot of like feigning here, back and forth between Zerglings as they are trying to commit, but yet not trying to commit. Oh, the Queen does drop, so that's a nice snipe from Leenock, again halting that production. Meanwhile, you know, we do see that viOLet's about to finish up his Spire, and you know, probably commit to about 7-8 units while he can get his own transition up back into Roaches, which is a very powerful build nowadays. But viOLet has just so many Roaches, it might come down to, well, if you're just gonna harass me with Mew, sometimes just go and attack his 3rd.
Yep, the Roaches here are just gonna go for the 3rd base. They're gonna be able to, I believe, pick it off. I don't think Leenock's going, well, it's gonna be close. That's gonna be the thing. If Leenock can hold his base, he's gonna have map control with the Mutas. He's gonna be able to put pressure back on the 3rd of viOLet, because these Roaches really can't run away that well from Mutas. So if Leenock can hold it, I don't know. The Roaches aren't focusing it down though. They're trying to go for the natural in the main.
Oh my, you're right, and the Banelings get picked off immediately by the Mutalisk. Oh, but you know, viOLet's just gonna send some of them into the main, try to see if he can pull the Mutas back, so that way he can lead the 3rd for later and go straight for the natural.
Yep, very nice play. And viOLet is running in some more Roaches into the natural, trying to deal so much economic damage in both areas. Leenock's struggling to deal with all of this multitasking from viOLet.
And in spite of all this, viOLet's been able to, measure out, marginalize everything perfectly, setting just enough roaches to pick off the third, being able to pressure the natural. He's not that far, he's not doing that much damage into the economy as Leenock is still keeping up a high drone count. This is very impressive. Look at that, Leenock being able to minimize damage very well, only losing 7 drones.
Very impressive. And now, here it's going to be on the other foot. Leenock has to do damage. The third for viOLet is already up. And in this case, it's going to lead to a lot more investment in gas mines, more infestors. That's going to be the key unit here that'll decide the fight.
Yeah, it might not seem like much, but having gases 5 and 6 is 50% more than what you're normally mining off of 2 base. And with Infestor Tech coming out, it is invaluable, that 250 gas per minute. viOLet just doing a great job exercising control of the map, still trying to pressure this third. And if Leenock's not careful, he's going to have to force a cancel. It's like a reversal of roles from game number 1.
Yeah. Wow. This little counter poke here, Leenock just didn't have the map vision, the map presence he needed.
Well done.
viOLet showing why he is here in the winter bracket finals.
Yeah, stacking his chips to just have a larger bullying presence and being able to have everything safe back at home. I mean, he hasn't really had to lose any queens or nothing, and he's maybe able to pick off one infestor.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Just safe. Just safe.
Somewhere that infestor is thanking Dustin Browder for a year ago. We do see a Hydralisk then, well, a little bit earlier than we normally see. Sometimes we see him when we have like a nice stable roach composition, but Hydras, of course, are very good against Mutalisk. Obvious state of the fact, but I think viOLet, I mean, he's just in firm control of everything. As long as he's able to exercise that advantage, he should be in a good spot.
Yep. Leenock just going to kind of run around with his mutas, try and pick off overlords, try and deny viOLet from seeing exactly what he's doing, and what he's doing is taking a hidden fourth. This is a way for him to kind of sneak back in. viOLet's not going to expect it. viOLet's going to think he's still on 3 bases and behind on 3 bases even, and Leenock's just going to have a hidden fourth.
Yeah, and that's going to be a way for Leenock to get back in the game, and he can deny vision for a long time. His mutas, he hasn't really overcommitted to them. He still has all 9 of them.
Oh no! They got fungled at the third base.
Oh, a big fungal! And he has also some queens there to continue the DPS. And the Mutalisk pack, they usually have so much utility, they try to escape. But they're going nowhere. Wow, 900 gas down the drain just like that.
Those creep tumors were not worth those mutas.
Well, Leenock, he can't really control the map that well. viOLet feels like he's on top of the world. The only thing going in favor of Leenock is, in fact, that 4th base. But viOLet feels like he's so far ahead, he's just going to expand too.
Yep, and viOLet here just moving out to the tower. Wouldn't be surprised to see him move straight to the 3rd. He can really put on the pressure here. If you look at it, Leenock, the amount of roaches he has 2. That's going to be a very, very tough defense, especially to deal with the 17 roaches and 10 Hydralisks of viOLet that are coming along really quickly around the side.
You don't normally see such a low mix of both units in that composition, but viOLet just has so much. Picking multiple angles of attack, that's what you want to do. Leenock wants to control the ramp, fungal, and use spine cars to come back in this game, but viOLet's doing a smart thing, only sending a few units, almost even picked off one infestor, and he's going to also run by into the natural. Great job by viOLet to set up the attack. Let's just see how his execution holds.
Yep, and Leenock does have 3 spines there. He's bringing over an infestor, fungling them. Really nice play by Leenock to hold on here. It's not going to be easy for him to come back, but as long as he's still alive, there's hope.
Yeah, viOLet's for now just setting up a contain. Man, if only he knew about this bottom right base, the story of Las Vegas. But we're going to see a big attack. Infested Terrans coming out, and Leenock's forced to drop his Infested Terrans. And we see the Roaches and Hydras trying to add their DPS, but I bet they're confused on who to shoot.
That's a lot of infested Terrans there from Leenock. That just pretty amazing to hold here, but viOLet's still getting ahead on supply behind this. He doesn't need to kill him. He's still around 60 supply ahead here.
Yeah, and we saw a queen snipe there from viOLet as he was able to slow down Leenock's production in that regard. Leenock's still ahead in drones, but his infested Terran count is plummeting because all of them are expiring. A massive roach run by here, and viOLet's going in for another pressure attack at the 3rd, but really the main attack is at the natural. Clean up a lot of these drones as viOLet, well, clumped all his roaches, but he's still getting some pretty decent damage done.
Yep, Leenock just trying to stay alive. viOLet playing so nicely, putting on so much pressure, forcing out all these infested Terrans. Leenock can't get a ton of energy that he wants on these infestors because they're continually being forced to throw an infested Terran.
And viOLet, well, he's not necessarily benefiting off his 4th base just yet, other than pure larva. Leenock moving across the map with some of his units, but they are burrowed and festered, so he's trying to also use some of those tactics to get back into the game.
This is how you do it. Those 5 infestors are going to do so much damage. Very likely he's going to split them up. He might just throw them down at the 4th and try and take it out. Or he can go for multiple prong attack with them.
Yeah, we saw, like lots of drops into the 3rd, the 4th, kind of pressure viOLet to make a decision. If you're going to attack me, you better do it now. And that might be exactly what Leenock wants, but does he have enough to hold here, Chef?
That's going to be the question. Attacking into Spunk Bowers, attacking into this many infested Terrans. viOLet Roaches are getting trapped behind the infestors.
And a lot of infested Terrans popping for Leenock. That's going to buy him some time, but there's a lot of supply here from viOLet. Meanwhile, we see that Leenock is still trying to rally reinforcements in here, but there's no infestor energy left. And that's going to allow viOLet to break through this 3rd base.
Amazing play. Amazing play.
Oh, he's picking off the infestors too. The Overseer seeing everything. That was 12 infestors. Oh. Leenock trying to drop at the 4th base, trying to keep up, I guess, his economic disadvantage. But here, gonna also put on some pressure at the 3rd base. But Leenock, he's gonna lose his 3rd base. I don't even know if he can hold on to the natural for much longer either. GG!
Going into game 3.
viOLet doing a great job here of not overextending. It's very tough to tack up that ramp, especially with Spinecrawler and Infestor. We've seen cases where Roaches try to move up and just get locked down, and Spinecrawlers can outrange them easily and just wipe out incredible deficits of supply. But just showing his a way to bypass, counterattacking from different spots. And Leenock had great ideas, but overall, viOLet's execution was phenomenal.
Yep, very well said.
All right, guys, so as we get ready for game number 3, we're going to take a quick short commercial break. And we come back, deciding matchup, who will move on to the IPL 5 Grand Finals and who will lose or move down to the losers bracket. We'll be right back.